Hello Renpro folks, it's Monday, November 8th. We've had just a slight frost this week. And I thought I'd show you some typical things that you should be harvesting in your garden now. Broccoli has been ready for a long time for us. We've been cutting plenty. Most of this is just what we eat personally. When you cut it off at an angle like that so that that hollow stem doesn't feel full of water, and you'll get a lot of side shoots. You can eat these nice leaves just like collard leaves. They're just as good. So that's broccoli. Let's look over here. Collards. We like to just break off leaves versus pulling up the whole plant. Lots of collards already here now, and they're a little bit better now that we've had a frost on them. Let's see, we've got some Brussels sprouts here. Here's broccoli that's making shoots that we've already been cutting. So you get a lot of side shoots. Brussels sprouts, they need more cold. You can see the tiny little sprouts under here. If you want to speed it up, you can cut the growing center out of one. Of course, eat the leaves. They're just as good as collards. And on certain ones, you can sort of sacrifice the growing center and get some sprouts. But they need more cold weather. We haven't had that yet. Let's see if there's some cauliflower down here. Yep, here's a cauliflower that hadn't been cut. Now, when you cut cauliflower, that's it. This plant won't make any side shoots. So just go ahead and eat the leaves if you want to, like collards. We save all these bad leaves and feed them to our chickens at the store and our chickens at home. They love this. So always have another basket for the chicken harvest. We'll probably want to have some little fresh onions tonight. These are the white multipliers. They're the earliest onions we harvest. Little scallions. And they're grown in amongst some October beans, which are late beans just as a cover crop. And believe it or not, the frost didn't kill them. The frost didn't get this little wild tomato plant. But down there where the pumpkins grew, the frost killed everything. Let's see, what else, Presley?
Turnips.
Turnips. This stuff over here. We've got some new ones coming along and some that we've been harvesting. These are the white Tokyo Cross turnips. They never get pithy or anything. They're excellent. You can just eat them raw. They're real good raw. We'll cook the greens and the roots. Notice I try to pick every other one. That gives room for everything else. Here's some baby carrots. They won't be ready till after the first of the year. We grew them where we had potatoes. There's some volunteer potatoes coming up. The frost will kill them. These are beets that are about 2/3 ready. They won't be ready probably till middle of January. We'll go up here and look at some persimmons. This is a Japanese persimmon, just like the ones we sell at the store. This one probably is a Fuyu. We planted it 3 or 4 years ago. It's got so many fruits on it, we had to tie it up. But these are the ones that you pick, and you can eat them like an apple, or you can leave them on your counter and they'll soften up later on. This would be called the non-astringent kind. Occasionally get one with a hole in it, you just eat around it. Nice thing about these is the deer are not interested in them. Over here's a row of sunflowers. Late ones, you notice they're not very frost sensitive either. We plant late ones not only to sell the blossoms, but for the pollinators. And they're actually a real good cover crop. They make a lot of biomass, and we'll enjoy those until the first killing frost, which will probably be over towards Thanksgiving sometime. This is one of several loads of winter squash and pumpkins that we've taken out of this field. And you can see the frost was a little harder on these plants, so we went ahead and picked them all. These will cure, and then we'll have them for sale soon at the store, certainly before the holiday season. As a matter of fact, my wife's cooking some tonight, making pumpkin soup out of some of these. And then we'll look at the gourds. You've heard how somebody can be green as a gourd. Well, these are green gourds. This is just part of the crop that Gaspar harvested all last week. We're going to take them down and we'll cure them in the greenhouse at the store where it stays above freezing, maybe through Christmas. And then we'll turn them into birdhouse gourds and other kinds of things. I mean, the birdhouses later on. There's a few more of the pumpkins. We've kind of got them scattered everywhere. Already got some of them inside where they're curing. So Gaspar has done a lot of harvesting this last week in anticipation of the frost coming, and the light frost was just enough to sweeten up the collards, but not enough to damage any of this. So we've gotten lucky this time. We'll see you next week.